New school year is an expensive time for families. If you are struggling to pay for phone and internet service while navigating back to school costs, help is available. The Kansas Corporation Commission encourages Kansans in need of assistance to apply for the Lifeline and the Emergency Broadband Benefit, or EBB. Anyone who qualifies for Lifeline also qualifies for emergency broadband.
Lifeline provides federal and state discounts up to $17.02 per month for phone service and broadband, and a $50 per month broadband discount. Participants also receive a one-time discount up to $100 to purchase a laptop, desktop computer, or tablet from participating providers. There are additional discounts for those living on tribal lands. To be eligible, your household income must be at or below 135% of the poverty level or receive specific benefits.
To find a list of specific benefits needed to qualify for the discount, go to the Kansas Corporation Commission website or give them a call. Now for the exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast. Tonight, overcast with a low of 55. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 76. Tomorrow night, partly clear with a low of 58. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low of 58. I'm William Mayo, 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
KOFO is your sports source for East Central Kansas and home of Ottawa University Brave Sports. And tonight we welcome you to the Kent Kessinger Show, live from Primetime Grill at Fusion Alley in South Ottawa. You can join us live at Primetime Grill during the show and enjoy their delicious Kansas cuisine, while we share some time with OU Braves head football coach Kent Kessinger. Tonight's show is brought to you by Primetime Grill at 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive in South Ottawa, and by Ottawa University. Now, live from Primetime Grill, here's your host, Bob Johnson.
It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's time for the Kent Kessinger Show, live from Primetime Grill. And we are on the air, live, just as advertised. We don't have any false news, fake news when it comes to that.
No, it's live and raring to go with a full crew for you today, Bob.
I am outnumbered.
You are definitely outnumbered. I brought them all, almost all. Well, almost all.
And you gave them sharp utensils.
I did. I gave them forks and knives.
And that's what scares me in itself right there. But that's okay. The tones that you are hearing right now are of head coach Kent Kessinger, and as he alluded to, just as in the previous couple of weeks, offensive coordinator Julian Mendez, defensive coordinator Nick Davis. But this time, we have a special person.
Yes, we do. Very special.
Very special. As part of the special teams.
Yes.
It's special teams coordinator Wes Coombs who's joining us here. So it's like, you can't get any better than this.
No, this will probably raise the bar a couple notches for us, Bob.
I don't know that I can handle it. That's just too much for me. And this might be my last broadcast.
If we're gonna go out, let's go out in style, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the Fred Sanford heart attack because of too much going on here. I'm a fat guy. I can't get too excited, so You know what is exciting though?
What's that?
You won.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good week.
It was a good week. You beat Tabor, played all three phases, did pretty well on last Saturday, and especially offensively, you started to see see the run game really open up. Started to see some difference makers at the quarterback position, but all in all, special teams did a great job. Defense again forcing turnovers. It was almost all three phases of the game working well.
I think though what we were able to do is create some big plays, and that was the thing that we haven't done in the last couple of weeks. Prior to that, it was whether it was an offensive play or defensive play or special teams, we were not on the receiving end of making the big plays. And I think we were able to do that. The second play of the game offensively, we break it open and Derek hits a 55-yard touchdown, and we have a good special teams kickoff return that goes for a long touchdown. Defensively, made a lot of stops, forced a lot of fumbles. Unfortunately, they kind of fell back into the quarterback's hand, but put them in some situations where they were behind the chains. And then at the end, we were able to get an interception, touchdown, pick six. So we were able to make those big plays, and generally, the old adage is that there's going to be 4 big plays in the game, and you'd like to have most of them, and that was definitely in the case for us.
And you bring up the running game, of course. Derek Curtis with that long touchdown run. Colton Davis had one himself, and we talked in post game about how it seemed to when he came in, it just added a different element that made it difficult for Tabor to try to defend.
He's a very solid thrower as much as he can run, and the nice thing about it is he's run that style for us. When Dakota going down this last week and not having the ability to be able to have the dual threat at the quarterback position as much. We brought Colton back to it, and he just did an outstanding job and got some seams and took it around the corner for I think it was a 71-yard touchdown where we all commented as an offensive staff that we knew that he had good quickness, but I think he threw it into an extra gear that we haven't seen in a while from him. So that was really nice, and it added a spark. And now people are going to have to be able to make sure that they cover a couple other people. We're playing 11 on 11 when we do it that way.
And that's a huge key, because we've seen a few times this year where it really wasn't 11 on 11 at that time. So I'm sure that helps to open a lot of offensive ideas up for you.
Well, it does a little bit, but hopefully what it does is now allows us to get into a balanced attack with our run and our pass. And that's the thing that we do need to improve on, because I think we were 4 of 14 passing, which was not good. Colton was like 3 of 9, but we had some big shots. And that's one of the things that with the play action pass, if you go back to some of those NFL teams of the past that were heavy run, they would be pretty low percentage passing, but they made big plays off the pass. And Colton found Dylan Foose open, on a vertical route for a big play, and that really sprung some things as well. So hopefully we can expand upon that this week and be pretty balanced within our run pass game.
The other thing that we talked about in post game, it was the emotional of the team, that there was a lot of and of course it helped getting off to such a good start, but they were out having fun and playing a game instead of putting so much pressure on themselves.
Yeah, I think they relaxed. I mean, we Tuesday's practice was so, but Wednesday and Thursday were really pretty good. We talked about this last week, and even we had the shortened, after the game, we talked about the shortened practice that we had on Thursday, but they came out Friday morning and they were really, they were really focused, and they had good energy, for early morning. And for college students, that's not usually the best time to get them, but one of the things, it's the first thing, so they're looking forward to being able to play some football. We get them up, we get them going, and I think that also spilled over into the game for us, as we got up and we were motivated to get going, with a little earlier start with a 1 o'clock kick.
And we'll probably get into it a little bit more with Coach Mendez here in a minute, but offensive line wise, it seemed like that they were doing a great job of providing protection and opening the holes for the run game.
Just looking at the game overall, I think it was the best game that they've played. They were solid, and we didn't try to move too many pieces of the puzzle around throughout the game. It was one of those you could look at, we could have played a few more people here and there, but one of the things that we didn't want to do is lose that fact that we were getting really good continuity with those guys. We took it to the point that we just really wanted to keep those 5 guys working together, because they were really doing a pretty good job for us. So that was really good to see. We had some people in some different positions, but that it's been now a couple weeks. So hopefully that's something that builds upon for this week, because we're going to have a pretty good challenge, particularly up front with St. Mary's this week for us.
We're going to talk about St. Mary's also, that game coming up. That'll be a road game. What a shock. Going back on the road again, and that'll be on Saturday. We'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later on. Let's take our first break right here. When we come back, during the break, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors to see who's going to take the mic in the next segment. And then Also look forward to, at the end of the program, Homer Call making its triumphant return. And best of the worst, we bring it to you. And I don't put myself in there because I already know I am the worst. So this is for others. So that's the way we look at it. First break of the night here from Primetime Grill. It is the home of the Poncho Super Cheese and Super Chili and Cheese Burritos on Tuesday nights. Come on out here, join us live for the show or just to get some good food here at Primetime Grill. You're listening to us on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO, KOFO.com.
I shouldn't have to tell you this, but the big game isn't nearly as much fun when you have to watch it on a small screen. So make a play for Ottawa's Primetime Grill. With more than 40 screens, dozens of meal options, and a full-service bar, it's the place to be, from the first pitch to the last call. And you don't have to watch alone. Check out the party rooms at Primetime Grill that you can combine and hold as many as 100 hungry fans. Take a time out from that small screen you're watching now and check out primetimegrill.com for room rental and package details. For game time, it's prime time. Ottawa University has positioned itself as a distinctive and rapidly expanding institution, known for its innovative educational models, exceptional value, and special ability to prepare diverse student populations for lifetimes of enlightened faith, exemplary service, inspired leadership, and personal significance. With numerous undergraduate and graduate degrees in business, education, arts and sciences, athletics, and more, you'll gain the specific expertise you need for a lifetime of significance and prosperity. Find out more by visiting ottawa.edu/OUKS.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career, working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
We are back here live at Primetime Grill. It's the home of the Ottawa University Braves bowling teams. We also have bowling leagues and open bowling. You know why? Because there's Fusion Alley attached to Primetime Grill. It's like 1A, 1B when it comes to everything. You come here and get good food, then you go and bowl, and it's a good time. And you can always give them a call at 785-242-BOWL or log on to FusionAlleyOttawa.com to take a look at getting lanes and all that fun stuff set up. So we did rock, paper, scissors during the break, and Wes Coombs, the special teams coordinator, is he's going to be taking the mic here. He's going to bust out some rhymes. I heard back in the day you were beatbox champion of the Ottawa University Braves football team. Is this accurate?
That was actually Coach Davis, was a really good, a phenomenal rapper back in his day.
Ooh, well, you might have to ask him to break off with some with something here in the middle of the show. Yeah. So as we deadpan that one there for a few seconds while Coach Davis looks at you to longingly to kill you after that one. We've talked before about special teams, how you really had felt that you were really close to breaking one, taking a kick return back, and it finally happened on Saturday. And it just seemed like everything worked pretty well. He found his way through a little bit of a bottleneck in midfield, but able to take it to the house and a great way to answer a Tabor touchdown.
It was really good to score that touchdown. I was pretty excited about it. Afterwards, during it, I wasn't so excited. We completely didn't block a guy that we were supposed to, and sometimes players make plays, and so we kind of reaped the benefits from it. But I can't say I was the most excited person during that whole debacle.
So when that situation happens, is it slapping five and then sitting them down and saying, okay, here's what you did wrong?
Somewhat, yeah. I'm working on that a little bit more every day.
Just trying to bring them down just a little bit. Is that what I'm getting here?
There's a lot of guys on our special teams that go really hard and they try really hard, and that's the best thing about what we have going on is can make mistakes, and sometimes good things happen when you're going 100 mile an hour. You know what I mean?
So, in that sense, though, you want everything to be perfect, but it can't be perfect, though. It just cannot. It can't always be perfect, can it?
I disagree. I would hope it could be 100% perfect and make it work. That would make my day. That would be awesome. But it can't. You're right. It can't.
It's not humanly possible. And if you keep going at this route, you're going to be as gray as the man to my left. So
that's true.
You're going to have to kind of relax a little bit on that and be excited for the good stuff. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a coach. I get that.
Yeah, we were excited. I like scoring touchdowns. Scoring touchdowns is good. The process over the outcome, the process needed to be better, but the outcome was great.
I was going to say how there's probably been many a times I've been told that in different ways at post-game interviews and coaches shows by coaches that may be to my left or not, but that's all right. So how much confidence did that give the special teams, and that now they feel like that, okay, we've got that proverbial monkey off our back and can get one taken to the house? Do you sense that they've loosened up a little bit?
I think it just proves to them that they can make plays, and it just kind of opens up where early on, I run things similar to how they've been run here forever. Coach Wendell Smith was my special teams coordinator and gave me a bunch of ideas. So things are a lot similar to what they have always been here, but they just needed that confidence to know that they can go make those plays. And I think instead of just thinking through their assignments and things like that, now they can play a little more free and hopefully make some more.
So I want to go to the defensive side of the ball here now. We'll bring on Coach Davis, and for some turnovers, was able to get an interception back for a touchdown. Still maybe some work on the tackling, but there was a lot of positive strides this week.
Yeah, they made a few adjustments in that first drive, and they kind of came down and was taking the ball down the field, and we got to a 4th and 2 situation, and my guy Samad made a huge play and actually got people fired up. Like we were talking about last week, our guys celebrating when they made plays. He made that play, and we didn't allow their offense to get into the end zone until 1 minute left in the game, which was, I think, huge, and I think that started the whole process, is that our guys were excited about playing football, and I think we did a really good job after that drive stopping the run, and that allowed our defensive backs to know that they were just going to throw winning balls. And we get to halftime and my defensive coaches are worried about slants. That's a great thing when they're saying, oh, what are we going to do to slants? Well, they can throw 5-yard slants to the rest of the game. I don't care. We're going to stop the run, and we're going to put ourselves in good situation. And then you saw the pass rush improved in the second half because the D-line were able to pin their ears back once we got that lead. And then that created, interception, the strip sack, and got our offense in a really good situation, and they capitalized. So it was a really good team effort this weekend.
You brought up on the rushing attack, being able to bottle that up. Going into last week's game, 240 yards a game for the defense was given up. It was pretty much cut in half against Tabor. What was the difference with Tabor than in previous weeks?
Well, you don't play a triple option team that rushes for 400 yards a game is one thing that which really hurts your average, especially if you don't do well stopping it. But really our guys just learning the system, continue after it, finishing on tackles, controlling the line of scrimmage. So they were all things that had been there all season, but we executed way better than what we had the whole entire season.
And now we'll give the mic to offensive coordinator Julian Mendez. And Coach, we kind of touched on it a little bit with the offensive line, but really seemed like that this, as Coach said, the best game so far this year with this O-line.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a little bit to the confidence issue of having some good plays, some big plays, seeing them have fun with what they're doing, and it always improves when you're doing something well. It gets you going to want to continue to go and keep working. And just like Coach K said, we didn't want to mess with the mojo of it, of them getting going and wanted to push it and get that cohesiveness. As you know, with the offensive line is all about working together and having confidence in each other.
And did a really good job of opening up holes for the run game. And I know that people want to point out, okay, well, it's only some couple big plays here and there, but you still got to open up those holes to allow the running backs through there. And to me, that was a nice step ahead for that offensive line.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to give the most credit to those guys, and with James Reeder, Derek Curtis, and then Colton Davis being able to add that effect at quarterback as well. I mean, that helps out a bunch, and it gets the whole offense going. I mean, my favorite part of the game was watching that first run from Derek on the second down play, and looking at the sideline and seeing defensive players running down the sideline celebrating. I mean, that's where you want. That's where guys are having fun.
And how is it? And this could be for everybody to answer in their own special way. How do you capture that and try to build upon that emotion and that excitement to keep it going as for the final few weeks of the season?
I mean, you try to highlight it as much as possible and talk to your guys about bottling that feeling that you had when things were going well, and what happened to do that. Coach K mentioned that we had a couple of days of good practices stringed together last week. Well, all right, well, how do we do that moving forward? If there was positivity coming from that, then we need to continue that and get that thing rolling.
Coach Davis?
Yeah, I think that rolled over today's practice. Like, we had more energy and more juice, I think, to start the practice today, even though it's a big mental day, learning a bunch of new things. It was a different feel, I think, out at practice with the energy we had, and our kids were excited, I think, about being there, and we're ready for the challenge of this week.
Coach
similar to what Mendez said, just letting them know, it's fun to have fun. It's fun to win football games. It's fun to do those things, and losing isn't as fun. So you want to have more fun than other people. That's what you want to do.
Well, the other thing that it did, I think, is it bled into and helped us out today as well, is that our JV team did a really good job last night. Monday night, we took them up to Baker and came away with a W. I mean, it was one of those back and forth type of things. I mean, and kind of got some scores. We were behind, came back, scored a touchdown to be down one, went for two, got the 2-point conversion with 2 minutes left to go. Our kids were excited. They were jumping up and down. They were making plays. I mean, we had to play a couple offensive guys on different positions, defensive guys. We talked about even switching, going a little Iron Man at times, because we just don't have a ton of kids that were, unfortunately were not healthy for us. But the kids had a blast. They absolutely had a blast. And the last thing we told them last night is, all right, hey, you're going to have to have a good practice tomorrow, because we're getting after it. And those guys had a great practice today, I thought. So I think the win on Saturday brought some, energy or juice, like Nick was saying, to the young guys that fed upon that for the JV game. And then, I don't know, we had probably another 40 of our guys that were up there watching the game that weren't in night class and that sort of thing. And they had a better energetic practice today. So it's just, it's just kind of one of those things. You just once you get the train rolling, it'll hopefully build for you. But the key for us was getting the train rolling.
Now that it's rolling, be rolling into Leavenworth this weekend, and we're going to talk a little bit about that when we return. You're listening to the Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
It's the perfect combination of food, fun, and football. The Kent Kessinger Show, Tuesday nights at Primetime Grill. And that combination just got even better because now you can enjoy the show while you enjoy a blast from the past. Poncho's Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burrito. That's right, Poncho's Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burritos are back, and they're only at Primetime Grill on Tuesdays. Enjoy all of your other menu favorites, the full-service bar, and more at Primetime Grill, 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive. For game time and Poncho's Burritos, it's prime time. 132 conference championships, 146 NAIA scholar teams, 43 NAIA national tournament appearances, and 237 All-Americans. Ottawa University has a long and rich tradition of Braves athletes that continue to compete at the highest level of competition, utilizing state-of-the-art facilities, accomplished coaches, and a spirit that only comes from wearing the black and gold. Push yourself to limits you never imagined as a student athlete at Ottawa University. Visit ottawa.edu/OUKS.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
KOFO Radio in Ottawa is looking for just the right person to join our marketing department. The right person might have a background in business-to-business sales, will be outgoing, upbeat, a team player, and eager to learn. We'll give you the time-tested and proven tools and training to help you be successful. You supply the positive attitude, drive, and hard work. Send your resume to KOFO@KOFO.com or drop it by the KOFO studios at 320 East Radio Road, Ottawa, Kansas, during regular business hours. No phone calls, please. KOFO is an equal opportunity employer. Did you miss your front row seat at Arrowhead last season? Not this year. KOFO and Furniture Loft are sending you back to Arrowhead to watch the most exciting team in football, your Kansas City Chiefs. You and a friend in front row seats to watch the Chiefs. Just stop by Furniture Loft on Market Street in Osage City or Emporia on West US 50 and register once per visit. Only one win per season. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to win. The next ticket giveaway is for the Chiefs versus the Bills October 10th. Winner announced October 7th during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
Back here live on the Kent Kessinger Show, live from Primetime Grill, the home of the Super Chili Cheese and Super Cheese Burritos. You know, the ones that were at Poncho's and are now back. And that's the reason why people are here. It's not for us. Let's just... No, I'm kidding. It is for us. It's not for the burrito. It's for us.
That's right. Absolutely. The first night was the burrito.
Yeah.
I'll give it to that.
Yeah.
After that, you just got to go back with the solid staple of the radio show.
That's right. So, by the way, we need to say hellos.
Yeah, definitely.
So, hello to Amy.
Yep.
And
to your mom and your aunt.
My mom and aunt.
Yep. My mother-in-law. My parents.
Yes. And I saw your father. I got to bring him into the booth.
Yeah, that's what you tell me.
I got to do this. We got to get him on at half or some point in time.
Well, he will not be there this weekend.
Okay. Well,
he will not be there. This is Healings Fest.
Oh.
Back home. Yeah, it's back home, and I believe that they're celebrating the class of 90 and 91, which were 2 conference championship teams.
I thought your father was like the patron saint of Linsport.
Oh, there's a couple of them that are there. Yeah. Yeah. It's got his name on a couple things there. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, and then
you got the Grogrens, you got the Millers. You got I know Coach Davis's wife is listening this week. Scout Nanny. Yeah. Scout Nanny.
Hardcore listeners.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
dogs, Coach Mendez's dog. Yeah.
Zeus and Hercules.
Zeus and Hercules. I don't know, Coach Coombs. I mean, the entire Western Kansas is probably listening right now.
Oh,
Phillipsburg, all the way out to Phillipsburg, Kansas. P-Burg is tuning in.
It's their favorite son.
Definitely.
At least
top 5.
At least the western third of the state.
Western third, yeah.
How close are you out there to the changeover to Mountain Time?
It's still a ways from there. I think about 2 hours.
Oh, okay. So it's not that far off.
Still, I'm like north central Kansas.
Oh. No, wait a second. Wait a
If
second.
I was being specific, I'm from there. I know where it is.
Man, there's the anticlimactic moment of this program. Let me get a drink.
Now, that's anything west of Topeka is Western Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's west, and then Norton is far west.
Yeah.
Colby is east Colorado.
Yeah. It's not a lot of difference between Colby and Colorado, except for just the lack of mountains.
Out there.
God's country. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Well, I'm not going to say anything that could be controversial at this point in juncture.
They still use AM a lot out there.
Oh yeah, they do.
I mean, dulcet tones flying over the AM radio.
I can remember traveling out to Colorado Springs and hearing a rock station on AM. I mean, when you hear Black Sabbath on the AM,
it's like going back in time.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, they're playing the same thing that they were playing in the 70s. It's fantastic. It's awesome. Great music.
I like it. It was well worth the drive as far as that goes, and then I fell asleep because it was
while driving.
Well, no, I had to stop.
Okay.
And somebody else took over.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. So it might be a much different show. It could. Let's just put it that way. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So Saturday we have St. Mary. St. Mary has had their struggles this year, and they finally got a win a couple weeks ago. The first one, I believe it was since 2018.
Yep.
And so, they're trying to rebuild and get things built back up, but the struggle is real for them. And so this is another opportunity for this Braves team to try to take advantage of that and help to build the team up even more.
Well, we're going to have to play well. Last year, they really kind of shut us down in the first half. I mean, it took us 7 drives before we got a score offensively. I think we're down 14-7 at halftime. They were fairly good against the run, and then we had to do some change-ups. We did a little change-up right before halftime, and then we kind of build off that going into the second half. They're talking to Coach Davis. He can go over more about some of the defensive statistics, but they're trying to be balanced offensively. They're gonna play hard. Coach Henson, who's back at being their head football coach. This is kind of, we'll call it his second year, because last year I don't even know if you can call it a year. The way that they played in some of the games in the first season that we had last year, and they didn't play anything in the spring. But he's had a chance to be able to install, offense and defense, and now they're getting their chance to be able to play in games. So the 55 points that they put up on Friends was definitely a something that we're taking note of for sure.
One of the things that grabs my attention, though, is their defense is giving up a lot of yards, 415 yards a ball game, and they're really having a hard time stopping both the pass and the run. So how does that play into what you guys get ready to do on Saturday? Obviously, after a great game rushing, you feel like they should be able to take advantage of some things.
Well, one of the things that I noticed from them is that they're really physical in their front seven. Well, okay, we're going to call it front seven, quote unquote, because sometimes it's a 3-3 stack and sometimes it's a 4-3. So it's 6 or 7 guys. But they have a nose guard that is going to be a load for us. I mean, he is physical. He moves pretty well. Where they're a little bit inexperienced is in their secondary. Their secondary is young. There's There's a couple older guys that are in it, but a lot of them are either freshmen or sophomores or redshirt freshmen in their 2 deep. And that's probably where, you know, you maybe have seen some of the numbers and that sort of thing. But, you know, they made some big plays against Southwestern. You know, they kind of gummed up their running back a little bit, Keyshawn, for a while, but then he got loose. The key is we're just going to have to be patient, and we're going to have to run our stuff, and hopefully we can build upon it. But we can't be one-dimensional.
One-dimensional is definitely not what you can't be that way with any team, really. And we've seen that at times this year. Coach Davis, I'll ask you real quick. You've got a team that has had their struggles, but they did put up, as Coach K said, a heck of a lot of points against Friends, 55. So when you go in, how do you work to keep the players focused and not let them get a little overly confident, I guess, let's say?
Yeah, no, you have to show them every massive big gain play that they had all season, all their good stuff, just so they, you know, they're prepared for those sort of things. And against Friends, they had it rolling on offense, defense, and special teams, and they had a lot of short fields. We looked at it as a defensive staff, and a lot of their scoring drives were less than 40, 50 yards, and it was pretty easy, and one-play drives or three-play drives, and they were getting some huge chunks. So we got to stop the momentum. They have really athletic quarterbacks. Their running backs are really good. Their O-line works really well together, and then they got some skill players on the outside that you have to do a good job covering. And, what they're not the greatest at is they're simple. They're really simple on offense, which is good for us, and it's good for them, but we don't have a lot of things to prepare for, not a lot of things that we've had to look at. So we practiced maybe 20 different concepts, and we can get really good at that. But it's also good for them because they don't have to do a ton and they can play fast. So we'll be 2 fast teams playing, and we'll see who can execute the best.
Well, they'll give plenty of opportunities for the defense for Ottawa to try to force some turnovers. Quarterback Jaleel Grimes, he was intercepted 3 times last week, and so there's going to be ample opportunities for the defense to make plays.
Yeah, I think he's thrown 7 interceptions and fumbled 4 times, so we just got to be able to take advantage of those things. In the Friends game, he took really good care of the ball, and they won big time. In the other games, he hasn't taken as good of care of the football, and it's cost them. So we got to be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
Coach Mendez, offensively for Ottawa, it's as always going to start with the offensive line. The confidence gained, and as well as they played last week, that should definitely bode well coming into this week.
Yeah, they have to be able to find that happy medium of being confident with what they're able to do and see that the success that they've had, but then not overlook anybody and understand that, well, we talk about it every week, Bob, is I would expect a defense that scouts us and looks is going to try to bring pressure and really put us in a situation to where, hey, you're going to have to protect this. We're going to show and throw everything we can at you. And you have to be able to find that success. And so that's one thing we're going to have to do up front, and then make sure, just like Coach K alluded to, we cannot be one-dimensional.
We kind of hit on it a little bit earlier, but with Colton Davis, if he's back at quarterback, that kind of changes that dynamic for the defense to maybe bring everybody up within about 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. So that should help to open things up for the offense a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, with whatever we do at quarterback, Bob, we will need to make sure that we are going to be confident and make sure that we're working together to prepare and go with the scheme that we're looking to get done this week.
Coach Coombs, special team-wise, where do you see the advantages for your squad?
There are some places where we need to get better from last week. They're a pretty dynamic team. Their returners are some of the top return units, kick return and punt return in the country. I think they were number 5 in the country in kick return average. And that's a place where we have struggled the past couple games. I think that's a place where we can take advantage of that now. They've seen a couple games where we haven't done as well, and we're hammering that home this week in practice, and that's going to be an area where we need to do a lot better and make some plays there like we have before in the season.
I haven't checked the weather. Everything I think last time I looked should be fine. not going to have to worry about rain or. So it's going to be hot, but at least it's not going to be blowing 30 miles an hour more than likely, or raining. So that should help out also when it comes to the kicking game.
Absolutely. And we kind of talked about it a little bit last time I talked to you, but any of those situations, we just have to be confident in whatever, elements we have to face. And I think our guys have done a really good job. Michael Corrales made a couple field goals Saturday, and he's really confident in his abilities right now. And whatever happens, we gotta make it work.
Let him go 619 on everybody. That's as a matter of fact, I think Casey Weeder told me he was trying to line up the Rey Mysterio music for him. I don't know if that is officially.
I wish we could do that. I wish we could make that happen.
I know he was working on it, so we'll keep pushing on that till for the next home game. We're going to take our final break right here. When we come back, we're going to bring up Homer Call. It's the first time this year, as a little asterisk on last year, we didn't get a Homer Call champion because of the pandemic and everything the way it was. So so I'm excited to have Homer Call back, and we will take a listen to some of the best of the worst when we return. You're listening to the Kent Kessinger Show live from Primetime Grill here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
You don't have to wait for a special occasion to enjoy a leisurely, exceptional brunch. You just have to wait for Sunday. Primetime Grill in South Ottawa is serving brunch every Sunday, 10 until 2. Treat yourself to all of your breakfast favorites, plus mimosas, a Bloody Mary bar, and more. Reservations are recommended, so call 785-242-7841 to claim your table. Primetime Grill in South Ottawa, locally owned, locally operated, and locally loved. Come in and see why.
Ottawa University has positioned itself as a distinctive and rapidly expanding institution, known for its innovative educational models, exceptional value, and special ability to prepare diverse student populations for lifetimes of enlightened faith, exemplary service, inspired leadership, and personal significance. With numerous undergraduate and graduate degrees in business, education, arts and sciences, athletics, and more, you'll gain the specific expertise you need for a lifetime of significance and prosperity. Find out more by visiting ottawa.edu/OUKS.
Did you know Prilosec OTC can stop frequent heartburn before it begins? Yep, I said before. Block heartburn at the source by taking the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. With just one pill a day, you get 24-hour heartburn relief. That's all day. Start the 2-week challenge today at prilosecotc.com and live heartburn-free. Just one pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
When it comes to a good time, the KOFO Travel Club is a sure bet. Join the club Wednesday, November 10th for a trip to the Sac and Fox Casino. Your $28 fare covers round-trip service and $15 in free play. New members receive an extra $25. Is it your birthday? You'll get another $15. Sign up by Wednesday, October 20th. You must be 21 or older to enter the casino, and a valid government-issued ID is required. Pickups will be in Lewisburg at 7:15 in the morning at the Lewisburg Price Chopper, and in Ottawa at 8 at the municipal parking lot south of the Bottle House. Drop-offs will be in Ottawa at 3:45 in the afternoon and Lewisburg at 4:15 in the afternoon. Remember, Wednesday, November 10th, the KOFO Travel Club heads to the Sac and Fox Casino. Don't let the bus leave without you. Have more fun when you join the club, the KOFO Travel Club.
Final segment of the night here on the Ken Kessinger Show live from Primetime Grill as we bring back a favorite that we have not been able to do for a few weeks now. And
yeah, we're going to be able to have a consensus.
A consensus. This is like the playoff committee.
This is.
But no Condoleezza Rice.
No. We'll set up the rankings of these guys as we go through, see who can make it to the next round of the playoffs.
As long as we don't have a bunch of SEC teams, that's all I care. That's all I care about. So, all right, for everyone who is unfamiliar with Homer Call, we're going to listen to some clips. This week we have 4 of different broadcasts throughout the KCAC. and we're going to figure out who was the best of the worst, the homerist of homerists, and determine a winner who moves on to possibly become Homer Call champion. And we did get the crown one last year, so this year we gotta get this crown. So no pressure, guys. But this week, some weeks you look for the low effort, the low energy, and the nonsense, or the things that don't make sense in some of the broadcasts. And then you look for the super homer stuff, but we just look for the worst that we can. And I think I've found 4 clips. And so 2 from the same game. And we're going to start. This is going to be Tabor versus Friends. And this is going to be on a scoring drive. So we'll take a listen, and we'll get your thoughts on this one.
That you just cannot have happen, especially when you've been struggling offensively and you're down there that close. So they're going to give it another shot here. Trips to the far side, single receiver to this side. Durant back to pass, has a man across the middle. And that is Waylon Chance for the score.
All right, so that's the first clip. Kermit the Frog was at the helm, and we had no idea until near the end that they actually got in the end zone. But
it was across the middle.
It was across the middle, and it was to this side of the field too.
Gotcha.
Whatever that works. I mean, I guess if you're watching the video stream. So, Coach, your thoughts?
There's a definite lull in space. There's a lot of space, dead air. Isn't that what we call it in the radio business? Dead air.
Yeah, more than about 3 seconds of dead air, and that's too much.
Yeah, that's more baseball.
Yeah. Coach, gentlemen, Coach Coombs, your thoughts?
I think it was suspenseful. I kind of like the dead air in there. I think it added some suspense.
Coach Davis.
Yeah, I was wondering if he got sacked, he fumbled, there was an interception. I was waiting to see what happened.
Anticipation.
I was on the edge of my seat, but I just thought the clip ended.
All right, so that is clip number 1. This is clip number 2 from said same broadcast.
They had Zion Bowens in as a running back. He's normally a lineman from New Orleans. That's a dream come true for him. He is setting in the backfield again. This would be what they call their big formation, Mack truck formation, refrigerator formation. Again, hands off to the outside to number 4, Andre Rentiera, who is in for the score for the Blue Jays.
All right, clip number 2. Dream come true, Coach.
A dream come true with the truck formation, refrigerator formation. I mean, there's a lot of size visuals that were being described.
Any of those that you've ever used before?
We have not had the truck formation or the refrigerator formation.
Coach Coombs?
I think I like the big formation. I think that's probably what they call it in the professional terms. The Mack truck and the refrigerator are pretty good too, but I think you probably just call that the big formation.
Yeah. Coach Davis?
Bob, I'm just glad they didn't run the fridge formation against us, or it would have been a touchdown.
As a former O-lineman, this is every O-lineman's dream, is to be in the backfield. So I think it was pretty solid. I wish they would have handed off to him.
All right.
Yeah, but they didn't hand it off to him.
No.
He was just lead block. He's lead block.
Yeah.
It's half a dream.
And he's from New Orleans, which I don't know how that's a dream come true. I don't even know where he's going with that, but it's neither here nor there. So we're now ready for clip number 3. This is from a Friends and Bethel matchup.
16, a gain of 6 that time from, actually they're going to give it a gain of 4 on the play for Landon Barnes. Okay, gain of 6. That's what it is. I got that confirmed. 3rd and 2 now for the Threshers. Landon Barnes right up the middle. Touchdown. Bethel. From 16 yards out, Landon Barnes takes it in for 6. It's 13-3. Threshers pinning the PAT.
All right, so clip 3 there, very homerish in that call, very homerish.
It was a lot of math.
Yeah.
Gain of 6, gain of 4, gain of 6. All of a sudden, touchdown.
And maybe I needed that new math, the block system or whatever to figure it out. I don't know.
Well, that was a rough one.
I've got awful eyes, but I've been pretty good about picking out the yardage at times. So, hey, God bless him. Whatever works. Coach Coombs.
So the goal here is to see who's the biggest homer.
It could be the biggest homer. It could be who just the worst.
That guy's the biggest homer.
That guy's the biggest. Okay.
I think you just have to stick with the down and distance, even if you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's what I was always told is doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. If you sound like you're right, people will buy it.
There you go. As long as you just show confidence in it. He second guessed himself, and then all of a sudden there was a touchdown and high raised. He got after it.
So here is the final clip. This is a Bethany Avila from Bethany and Avila. Let's take a listen.
But they've got the football, and Peyton Burke, the third-string quarterback, in for the Avila Eagles, and he's looked pretty good so far. Burke all by himself in the backfield. Three-man rush. Deep ball. Williams caught. Williams touchdown.
A 36-yard strike from Peyton Burke to Williams. Eagles touchdown.
Well, how about that? Peyton Burke, first touchdown.
Well, how about that?
It was hard to kind of pick out what they were saying because of the background announcer.
He let it breathe a lot.
He did.
A lot. It was his first touchdown, though.
Third string quarterback.
Yeah. He looked good.
Yeah.
But a lot of space.
A lot of space.
Let that PA announcer do your job for you.
It was awfully loud in the background.
In the duck blind, that I'm sure. So.
Yeah, if you're at Avila, it's definitely in the duck blind.
Coach Coombs.
I think a couple people may have both strikes during that. I didn't really catch it.
I like the energy early on, but before the touchdown, there was way more energy, and then not energy or juice after the touchdown.
Yeah, there was lack of juice on that one. I feel like there might be a clear cut homer out here, and that may not have been that one.
All right, so we have heard the clips. Let's decide a winner. Who are we going to go with, guys?
We're picking clip 3. It looks like it's unanimous.
All right, so the Friends Bethel won. We'll play that real game for you.
16, a gain of 6 that time from. Actually, they're going to give it a gain of 4 on the play for Landon Barnes. Okay, gain of 6. That's what it is. I got that confirmed. 3rd and 2 now for the Threshers. Landon Barnes right up the middle. Touchdown. Bethel. From 16 yards out, Landon Barnes takes it in for 6. It's 13-3. Threshers pinning the PAT.
All right, so we have a winner, Coach. We've got about 30 seconds left in the program. Your final thoughts?
Obviously on the road this weekend, going up to St. Mary. It's a great facility to be able to play in. I know that Coach Henson's going to have his team ready to play, and they did give us some fits to start off with this last year. So we got to make sure that we have a great week of practice. Our guys need to come out, like Coach Davis was saying, with the juice. That's a term that we've kind of used from Coach Kirk. Coach Kirk talked about, bringing the juice earlier this year. So we want to make sure that we do that and get out there and hopefully be able to string another successful weekend together.
You'll be able to hear this game on Saturday afternoon. We'll start with pregame at noon. Kickoff will follow at 1 o'clock. And we will talk with all 4 of these gentlemen during pregame as we get you ready for the kickoff. And guys, thank you so much for joining us again this week as we we'll send you off. And we'll join you again next Tuesday night for the next edition of the Kent Kessinger Show live from Primetime Grill.
KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM.